Hi everybody, today we're going to make some cheese and whole grain mustard scones. It's a really simple recipe and they're absolutely delicious. They're very popular in our house and there's never any left. Right, these are the ingredients we're going to use today. We've got self-raising flour, some margarine, some baking powder, some extra mature cheese, some semi-skimmed milk and some salt. Now, to spice the flavours up a bit, we've got some whole grain mustard for the cheese and whole grain, and also some Branston pickle for the cheese and Branston pickle. Right, now we're going to weigh out the flour. It's self-raising flour. Right, now we will add a teaspoonful of baking powder and a good pinch of salt. It helps bring out the flavour of the cheese. There we go. Perfect. We're going to then sieve the flour into the mixing bowl, getting out all the lumps. It helps get a bit of air in it. We are now going to weigh out the margarine. You could use butter, but it doesn't really make that much difference. There we go. Then we're going to add that into the flour. Before you start rubbing the margarine into the flour, I normally grate my cheese first. It means you're only getting your hands dirty once. I save a little bit for the tops for once I've cut them out. Another thing I like to do before I get my hands too dirty is measure out the milk that I'm going to use to bind the mixture together. Now, to this one, I add some whole grain mustard, a good heap teaspoonful. If you mix it in with your milk before you add it, it gets evenly through your mixture. There we go. Now that I've got everything prepared, I'm now going to rub the fat into the flour. Right, I'm going to add a good handful of cheese and mix it into that breadcrumb mix. Then we're going to create a nice well in the middle where we're going to add our liquid. Just keep on mixing. Get a good workout, work those arm muscles, and it should clean the bowl so everything gets incorporated. Now we're going to tip this out onto a floured board. I'm just going to flour my work surface. And tip the mixture out of the bowl onto the work surface. Right, gently press it down. You don't want to press all the air out, so not too hard. Don't use a rolling pin, you can just use your hands. And then we're going to cut out our cheese and whole grain scones. Right, we now glaze the scones, dip them in a little bit of milk, and then place them on a lined baking sheet. And then once we've got them all done, we pop them into an oven that's set at 200. Now I'm going to just add a little bit of cheese, which will melt on the top. And they pop into a hot oven for about 20 minutes. just place them on the cooling rack. If you have any left over that don't get eaten on the first day, they're really lovely toasted with some butter on.